am Sierra Young, and listen, they call me the mental health homegirl because I make sure that you have an authentic, relatable, and very transparent experience when it comes to mental health. Welcome to Beyond the White Couch. Hey y'all, welcome back to Beyond the White Couch. I am so excited today. Today is the first day of Mental Health Awareness Month, and you know, your girl is gonna come through with the good stuff because this is my jam. So I was thinking, like, okay, what could we talk about? Like, what are people not talking about and all of that? And, you know, I really like to give the girl vibes. And I was like, you know what? We about to get naked.
Get naked. Take your clothes off. Wipe off your lip gloss. Your body's so...
So if you don't know that song, you should know that song because that is Travis Porter, and it was a vibe, and it is a vibe. But see, we're not talking about the version of getting naked that you're thinking. Get your mind out the gutter. And not the version of getting naked that Travis Porter is even talking about. We're talking about getting naked with yourself, stripping yourself of everything that you are and portray yourself to be, and really understanding the value of self-awareness. So let's define self-awareness, shall we? Self-awareness is the experience of one's own personality or individuality. What that mean? Okay, let's take it a step further. Okay, so if you don't already have a copy of Your Life Aesthetics, you should. What are you doing? Because you need this in your life, okay? So in the book, I define becoming self-aware as understanding who you are, what you like, what you don't like, things that make you happy, things that piss you off, what makes you feel safe versus uncomfortable, and being 100% transparent with yourself and understanding of who you are before you require anyone else to. So a lot of times we find ourselves in a space where we have these expectations and desires that we want other people to do, but we don't know how to do that for ourselves. And it's very, very, very important that you learn how to get naked with yourself, being able to embrace your flaws, being able to discover what you like, what might make you triggered, and how you might like to interact in a relationship, things that you vibe with, right? You have to know how to do that for yourself. And the only way you know how to do that, or that you can do that, is if you spend time with yourself and you truly evaluate who you are naked. So why am I using naked? Because when we use the word naked in a sense of physicalness, right? You take off your clothes, you take off your undergarments, you take off your drawers, you take off your earrings, if you got a wig on, you take your wig on, you take off your makeup and your jewelry and your shoes and your socks, and then you stand there with nothing but your flesh. How does that even feel, like saying it, right? Because for me, I was just like, oh, I would never do that in front of somebody else, right? But being able to do that in front of yourself is so important, because then you start to identify with some of the, maybe you have a scar on your elbow, from when you were little and fell off a bike. Or maybe you have a scrape on your knee, right, from when you did something when you were little. Or maybe your stomach is starting to show stretch marks because you birthed a kid, right? Or, you know, maybe, I don't know, you might have tattoos that you forget that you have. There's a plethora of things that you can identify only if you take the time to look at yourself when you're completely naked. And how many of us can embrace who we are fully nude? Will you walk out in the street and really like be naked in the street? I don't know about that. Okay, that's a real big risk. Why though? Why does it come and it becomes a risk? Because we fear that we will be judged. We fear about the potential consequences that could happen if we walk outside naked, right? It's the same thing when it comes down to understanding and becoming self-aware and tackling our mental health. When you are in a place where you become vulnerable, because when you're naked, you become vulnerable. When you put yourself in that space to become vulnerable, now you have to decide, am I comfortable in who I am and where I am? And are the judgments of other people going to make me uncomfortable? Is showing who I am at the bare minimum, right? With nothing on, does that impact me? And for a lot of people, it does. If you show people who you are, they have the potential to judge you, to not like you, to take advantage of you, whatever the case may be. And so a lot of times we don't do that. We put on masks and we show up in a way that is not authentic to who we truly are because we haven't stepped into that role of power, of self-awareness, getting naked and uncomfortable with ourselves and being able to show up in a capacity that really reflects who we are or who we have the desire to be. All right, number 1, journaling. Journaling is a great way for you to kind of get thoughts out of your head and on paper. Whether you go back and you read them or not, doesn't matter, but being able to kind of exhale some of those thoughts and your thought processes and emotions is a great way to become more in tune with yourself. Number 2, spend more time reflecting on yourself. So if you have situations that bother you, how often are you sitting down reflecting on, okay, what is this? What's happening? How is it showing up in my body? Those types of things. And also asking yourself, why do I feel this way? Why is a great question to ask yourself because there's always a root to something. You did not develop and become who you are today just out of thin air. Your life circumstances, things that you were taught, things that you've experienced throughout your life has taught you how to be who you are. And sometimes we kind of neglect the why. So ask yourself why and reflect on yourself. Okay? Number 3. Ask other people how they experience you. Sometimes we kind of become accustomed to, well, that's just how I am, right? Well, is that how people experience you? What is that trend? And being able to get outside perspectives on how people interact with you and how they experience you can raise some questions and be like, dang, I didn't really know I did that. But because you operate in your skin and your nakedness all the time, or not, right? Because the reality is we don't. It'll be easier for you to start becoming aware of some of the behaviors and things that you do when you interact with other people. Number 4, get a copy of Your Life Aesthetics. This book is full of worksheets and information that literally kind of navigates you through a process of creating the life that you want for yourself and how you want to be experienced by other people. What are your triggers? All of that. And it also has journal prompts, self-care bingo. So there's a lot of good stuff that's inside of the book that can help you navigate becoming more self-aware and kind of becoming and improving the person that you have the desire to be or who you are right now. Number 5 is the GOAT, okay? Go to therapy. I know that a lot of people don't want to go to therapy for a variety of reasons. However, therapy definitely puts you in the hot seat and the ultimate place for you to get completely naked, nude, like I'm talking about, to the bare minimum, so that you can kind of discover who you are, discover the things that you like, discover the things that you don't like, understand your triggers, all of the things. Therapy is the GOAT, okay? It's the GOAT. And listen, If you're in South Carolina and you're looking for a therapist, your girl is accepting clients, okay? And even if you aren't, I got something else coming for you. Because being in a space where you're working with a therapist is literally a unmatched territory that you have not experienced before. And when you do, it can be life changing. Healing is a very hard process. It can be scary, it could be annoying, it can make you mad, but when you stick it through and you really like take the journey, when you come out and you start to see the benefits of it, literally life changing. So happy Mental Health Awareness Month, y'all. I'm glad that you are here in this space with me. And listen, this month, we're taking it up a notch, right? We are literally doing all the things mental health, taking the conversation beyond the white couch. We're learning to live, learn, heal, and grow. And I just want to take the journey with you. So share this with somebody. Tap in with all the things. Follow me on social media. Check out the website. Go grab your copy of Your Life Aesthetics. And I'm so excited about all the things mental health this month. So I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.